Before the candidates begin their closings, I do have a couple of thank yous. I want to thank Ron and Bonnie from Catalina Magnet High School for the setup. And I do want to thank Sue from the League of Women Voters for doing the timing. And I apologize to Sue for not always telling her how much time the candidates would have. And now, I guess we're going to begin the closing statements. Candidates will have 3 minutes each, and we're going to start with Mr. Solis.
Well, I think I should start out by saying I'm running for this position and not any other position. I don't have any aspirations for higher office. I don't want to be the mayor or city council member or anything else. I have been involved in TUSD over the last 30 years in one way or another, and have been stymied at the failure of the district to get it right, to do what its job is, which is to educate the kids and educate them well. So I figure, let me see if I can do it from the inside. And I can tell you that what I will do as a board member is to make certain that I am always honest about what I say and what I think, and will not pull any punches. I want this district to be different. I want the status quo to stop. I want us to have a revolution in education in Tucson, Arizona. We have to bite this bullet, and we have to do it as a community. You can't do it from the top down. You can't do it from the bottom up. You have to do it as a group. If the parents, if we can't engage the parents in the education of their kids, we're going to fail the kids. If we can't engage the teachers in doing a good workmanlike job every day they go, we're going to fail the kids. If we can't respect the teachers and reward them with recognition and money, we're going to fail the kids. If we play politics with this position as board members, which we've seen happen, and as superintendent, we are going to fail the kids. We have one responsibility, and that is to make certain our children get a good education. And we're the adults. It's amazing. You know, when you think about it, they don't have a say. They don't know what the heck's going on. They just show up. We take them there, and they show up every day, and we leave them there. We have an awesome responsibility that we have failed at for many, many years. And if we don't get a grip on it, we are going to shame ourselves. And our kids are going to be the ones that suffer. And they have suffered in the past. I have seen generation after generation of kids graduate from schools or attend these schools in TUSD and end up in the criminal justice system or out in the streets. And that's no place for our children.
Thank you.
I'm a native Tucsonan, graduated, educated through all TUSD schools. I am a proud mother of 2 and the mom to a little preschooler at Ochoa, who's 3. When I started this run for governing board 8 years ago, I did so because I run a juvenile diversion program, and I was really motivated by the number of children that were being arrested on our school campuses, and the number of children when asked to write a letter of apology couldn't. And these are high school students. I work with young people between the ages of 12 and 17. I have advocated for transparency, for site-based decision-making, and a quality education for all of our children. I will continue to do so. If re-elected, my focus would be an expansion of early childhood education, an increase in TUSD applying for outside grant funding, and continue to advocate for a well-rounded education, which includes arts, music, librarians, counselors. These are all things that are difficult for our sites right now because we just faced a $63 million deficit, and in all likelihood we'll be looking at a mid-year cut. But I would like our decisions to be thoughtful. If we're going to have to cut, I'd like to sit around I'd like us to work together to try to figure out what kind of cuts can we do that we would be able to go back and refill and replace if we ever have when we have the opportunity to do so. I think that we need to continue to look at TUSD as a global district that has wonderful school sites, and I would like people to say, instead of, I love my school, I love my TUSD school, I love Davis, I don't love all of TUSD, for TUSD to begin to support what's going on at the site, and for us to earn back the respect of a community, not just the community at large, our own TUSD community. We need to have a curriculum development and professional development departments that are going to support what's going on in the classroom, that are supporting what's the innovative programs that we have in our own district. We don't have to steal ideas from other districts. We have them in our own schools. We just need to do a better job of communicating that out to every site. When I was looking at a community school for my child, I was told that we really didn't have a lot of schools that had preschool programs. Then I found out that we have 8, and Tully has one that's over 20 years old. I mean, this is information that needs to be out and available to the public, and I will continue to advocate for making TUSD a user-friendly, parent-friendly place to come look for a quality education for your child. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Mr. Hicks.
Well, as I've said before, I am not a politician. I also don't have any aspirations of going anywhere, any other office. I am a parent of 2 children who went through TUSD. My son will be going back to TUSD, hopefully. I am also a product of TUSD. I've been through this. I understand what staff, the teachers, even the janitors, we tend to forget these people who do these, all the yard and maintenance people. I want to bring some common sense to the board. I don't have any silver bullet. I don't know how to fix everything. One thing I can say is I have an open mind. I am not closed-minded. I don't have, no preconceived notions. I want to do, I did this, again, like you were saying, this is a 4-year commitment. I have a lot on my plate already. This is a commitment that I'm willing to do. My family is willing to go through this with me. I'm not, again, I don't have any aspirations of going anywhere. I'm a teacher, so I understand the issues of the teaching profession. I want to do what's right for the district, use my common sense to help the district, work with the board, work with the community, rebuild the trust of the community. If you don't have this trust with the board, you might as well scratch everything else. Build trust back with the legislators. I can tell you, even with Prop 100, the legislators are now going to be looking at cutting even more because now the schools have a dedicated taxing source for a while. You don't think that they're going to come back and say, well, you don't need this anymore, you now have a dedicated taxing source. Reality. This is reality. I want to help the district. It is a great district. You can't, I feel passionate about this, and I want to help the taxpayers of this community. I don't want students coming out of this school, whether graduating or not graduating, and not be able to read and write, not be able to be a critical thinker, not to be able to make critical decision making, not even be able to balance their checkbooks. This is what's going on currently. It's a real fact. It's a proven fact. And I feel very strongly about wanting to help these kids and get them motivated. Thank you. And also the early child. I agree with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. O'Hagan.
I just wanted to mention that I'm very proud of my endorsement by TEA and Health. And I wrote these thoughts down because I just think they're critically important. I'm a product of public education. I depended on it. My parents entrusted my education to public schools. They were too busy working and had no time or resources to guide my education. Public education is supposed to be a foundation that prepares young people for college, work, and community life. Public education and TUSD needs to re-earn that trust. My high school wrestling coach used to say, you will compete in matches exactly the way you practice, so take it seriously. Practice hard, commit during your workouts. I would share the same advice for my students and athletes that I coached at Tucson High School in the 90s. Take your studies seriously, I would say to them. Your career and the rest of your life depends on how you practice now. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm taking this campaign very, very seriously. I submit to you that when elected to the TUSD School Board, I will govern the way I campaign. I will advocate for our children, and I will show leadership. During my campaign, I was the only challenging candidate to consistently attend TUSD School Board meetings this past year. I was the first candidate to question the hasty superintendent search process. I was the only challenging candidate to actively and visibly campaign for the important Proposition 100. And I was the first candidate to call for debates with my colleagues because the education of our children is too important not to talk about. When elected, advocacy, partnership, and innovation will guide my governing, and I will focus on the following. Fiscal accountability first. No more trips to Disneyland for staff development. Let's stop out-of-state board travel, as AMPI has done years ago. Local control. No more sharing of one lobbyist with other school districts. We need to do what Sunnyside began 6 years ago. Advocate directly for TUSD's interests. Community and business collaboration. No more working in isolation for TUSD. We can't do it alone. Funding to support and duplicate successful TUSD programs. No more politicizing or politicized decision-making. We must judge programs using academic evidence and protect effective programs like Opening Minds Through the Arts. I have made a commitment to having a school district that, while being the second largest in the state, is second to none in terms of quality. My parents, like many others, made our education a priority. As a community, we need to put education first. We need to engage our entire community, everyone, in the challenging and rewarding task of ensuring that each and every child has the opportunity and tool to succeed. And I ask when you vote, look at your ballot. Our race will be at the bottom, just like education is at the bottom. Turn that ballot around and vote for us first. Prioritize and make education first in this state.
Thank you. I have a penultimate thank you, and that's to the audience. You guys have been a great audience. You were respectful of the candidate.